Okay. So I kind of wanted to talk about something I've been thinking about. My I my medical issues are they suck pretty bad right now. I'm not dying or anything like that. It's just kind of put me in the mindset of if I hypothetically was, what would be, one of the last things I wanted people to know that I was thinking, and that's just kind of what this video is. Like, again, I'm not fucking dying. I actually feel pretty damn good today. It's a beautiful day out, and that stuff's getting worked on. But through all of this stuff for the last several years, and all the shit that I've personally had to deal with and had to see other people deal with, this isn't about anybody on any side of politics or, socio-political ideologies or anything like that. It's just about, I guess, everybody, like all of us, the entirety of our community. And I guess it's just a question that I want people to ponder, maybe don't have an answer for right away. And it's just, are you proud of yourself right now? Whatever that may mean, like, if you're someone who has been dishonest to achieve a goal, are you proud of that decision? If you're someone who has been a bully just because you were unwilling to, or potentially just incapable of having a conversation, are you proud of that decision? If you have a power or a skill or a talent to use that somebody you consider an opponent doesn't have, and you have unnecessarily used that power, skill, or talent in a way to hurt that person, are you proud of that? Say you have money and you've utilized your money to be able to harm someone. Are you proud of that? Say you are somebody who knows how to gather information on people, or make memes, or diss tracks, or music, or humiliate somebody. Are you proud of that? I think the divide that is happening within the society of our country is a lot more manufactured than people think it is. There is a fundamental connection that I have seen personally throughout my entire life, no matter what anybody believes in this country, well, in this county, between people. There's always way more in common that people have than, that they don't. That's just a fact. I mean, the last thing I want for our society, for our country, for America, for Shasta County, for Redding, is some sort of actual physical type of war or battle. I think it's been a bit underrated what an eye-opener that situation between Stephen King and the guy that he shot was. Like, that should have been talked about more and even dissected as to how it was caused. It was caused through people angry, having disagreements on social media, and then somebody went to somebody's house, which is a bad idea, and then it ended up with somebody getting shot. And that isn't like even specifically just about that situation. That really sucks if that sort of becomes a blueprint for future situations like that. I mean, if you know what you're saying is wrong and it's going to be a lie, and so instead of saying it from your own identity, you make a fake account with a VPN and you go in some group and make an anonymous post and then say this shit knowing it's wrong? Are you proud of that? I don't think anybody should be proud of so many of the things that we all do. Sometimes we have to do things that we feel are necessary, but we have to have the humanity with each other. Like we really, really do. As much as you think you know about a person, or their lives, or their decisions, or their choices, or whatever led up to those choices or decisions, you don't know shit. And you know that because nobody else knows shit about how you make your decisions. So why would it be any different for them? You know, we can think we know all the information we want to know, or have enough facts to justify what we think, but we still don't quite know shit. You know, and that's why we have things like courts and due process and investigations, so that when people do completely cross a line and commit crimes, it can be proven or disproven in a court of law, you know, amongst our society, in front of a jury of your peers, you know. But this whole court of public opinion thing, where someone can just say something and way too many people will just jump right on the bandwagon in believing that and attacking that other person without evidence, without legitimate cause, or like a conviction of a crime or something like that. That's a cancer in our society. And I'm going to say this, I think that there's been times in the past where I have probably facilitated some things like that, you know, and I'm not proud of those times. There are times when I know for a fact I was absolutely right, and whatever motherfucker deserved it, absolutely deserved it. But then seeing the full aftermath of something that I knew, you know, was true and correct, and was me telling the truth, was it actually worth it to have certain other bystanders' lives hurt or harmed or damaged just because of their connection to the person that I was right about? I don't know. I don't know if that was worth it or the right thing to do. You know, and it's like, I know that I've always called myself the dirt keeper, and that is absolutely true. I know so much information about so many things, and like I've said this in the past, I only talk about, I don't know, 30% of what I know about things in this town, because things that I you know, could say or talk about would cause way more turmoil in our community than actually fix a problem. It would just cause wars between people and battles between people that would just end up getting a lot of innocent type of people hurt. So it's, you know, when you have, in whatever form, whether you're in government, whether you're in like an influencer on the internet, you know, whether you're in law enforcement or whatever, you know, with great power does come great responsibility. And, you know, my favorite superhero has always been Spider-Man, and that's probably why. But I think a lot more people need to understand that even just their voice, regardless of their credentials or their degrees or how much money they have, their voice is a great source of power. Everybody's voice is a huge source of power. And with that power comes great responsibility. And I think a lot more people need to understand that, no matter who you are.